Hey everyone, this is your $1,400 stimulus check update, and some of you could be getting an extra $600 bonus on top of your $1,400 stimulus check. More on that to come here in just a minute. But hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate your support. So, Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary, was out in an interview calling on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package to be passed as quickly as possible so that the economy can get back to full employment within about 1 year. At the same time, she was citing that 15 million Americans are behind on rent right now. At the same time, 24 million adults are not getting enough food, 12 million kids are not getting enough food, and 18 million people are unemployed. Those are some massive numbers. Now, I did not do the math on that, but just roughly doing some mental math, that's about 60 million Americans. Again, I didn't do it accurately. I just really roughly added up those numbers really quickly on the fly right there. It's about 60 million Americans are being affected that could potentially be getting some relief out of this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. So yeah, we can absolutely see the urgency behind passing this thing as quickly as possible. Not to mention the $1,400 stimulus checks that are being held captive within the stimulus package that everybody wants right away, right? So let's get into this a little further. At the same time, Nancy Pelosi was out in a statement saying that, well, she was actually confirming what we've also been saying here on the channel for quite a while now, for a couple days now, which is the House is going to be voting on the stimulus bill next week. Yes, we got it right out of Nancy. She said it herself. The House will be voting on this. It's nice to get that confirmation right out of Nancy, being the Speaker of the House. She's the leader, on the Democratic side in the House there. It's good to know that she's also confirming what I've been saying. At the same time, we have Steny Hoyer. Thank you, Steny, for your comments. Steny Hoyer was also out saying that he's preparing the representatives to be prepared next week to vote on the stimulus bill. And if they don't get it done during regular working days next week, Monday through Friday, hey guys, be prepared. You'll have to stick around through the weekend and continue working. Once again, thank you, Steny, for having those people be prepared to continue voting on this thing because we need it passed ASAP, right? As quickly as possible. So, at the same time, I have a statement here out of the IRS. For those of you who have not received your $600 stimulus check, maybe for yourself, your spouse, and or your dependent, this message is for you, and then we'll talk about the $600 bonus for some of you. Cool stuff. All right, so the IRS was out in a statement saying, hey, we issued all of the stimulus checks that we're going to be issuing. If you didn't receive it, you'll need to file a 2020 tax return in order to claim it. Now, at the same time, there could still be some payments arriving by mail. So yes, some could still be in transit in the mail as a paper check or prepaid debit card. Here's what you might want to do. Check the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website to see what it says for status or for payment number 2, the status of payment number 2. The website is irs.gov/getmypayment. If you haven't received it, check that tool right there, see what it says for your payment, and then we can get some further information. If it says that it was mailed out maybe in February, something like that, I would advise you to continue checking your mailbox for a paper check or a prepaid debit card. It can typically take quite a while to get those payments in the mail. Typically like 3 or 4 weeks from the time that they issue the payment to the time it actually arrives in your hands is typically like 3 weeks. So it takes a while. So check that tool. Here's something else to note. The IRS also said the last time that they updated this tool was January 29th. So if whatever it says in there now, that's all it's going to say. It's not going to update anymore according to the IRS. So if you didn't get your payment, unfortunately, you'll need to file a 2020 tax return according to their guidance. I know it's annoying. I know it's not ideal. I know a lot of you typically wouldn't file a tax return, but that's kind of what they're saying is if you want your $600, you'll need to file a tax return. When you do, make sure that you claim any dependents if you have them. Make sure you claim your spouse if you have them, if you have one, I mean, if you have them, if you have one. And also be sure to enter in your direct deposit information so that they can send you a direct deposit into your account right away. It's much faster than sending a paper check through the mail. That's good. So with that being said, I hope that helps you out. Also, if you have any questions or you're curious of when are we going to get the $1,400, who's going to get the $1,400, I released a video yesterday evening. Check that video out. I'm pulling questions right out of the comments section, and I'm going to be starting a dedicated series answering questions right out of the comments section. Check out that video from yesterday evening. It's titled $1,400 Stimulus Check, When/Who. Watch that video for your answers in that video. All right. Quick shout-outs to Davin Hofford and Rebecca Davis. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the comments and for your support. I appreciate it. All right, let's talk about the $600 boost or bonus, whatever you want to call it, but $600 extra on top of the $1,400 stimulus check for some of you. Now, when I say some of you, that's because here are the details. This is a California thing. So California is going through the process of issuing their own $600 stimulus checks. So congratulations if you live in California. Multiple other states were doing this months ago, but now California is doing this. So it's estimated that 5.7 million Californians are going to be getting these $600 stimulus checks. Here are some of the parameters. You need to be, obviously, a California resident. Not only that, you need to be low income. So if you're an individual who has been claiming the earned income tax credit on your California state taxes and you earn under $30,000, you could be eligible. If you are, again, if you're an ITIN individual, so you have an individual taxpayer identification number that is in place of the Social Security number, if you're one of those individuals in California, again, and you're earning under $75,000, you could be eligible for the $600 bonus. Now, another thing too, I just want to mention, I'm going to make a dedicated video talking about this, which I'll release here probably this afternoon sometime, because there's a lot of information on this, and I want to really narrow it down for those of you who are dedicated to California, who are California residents. So I'll have that video out here in just a couple hours, and this is kind of a good thing, you know, and this is on top of the $1,400. So remember, the $1,400 is a federal stimulus check. This $600 that I'm talking about right now is sent out from the state of California. So yes, you can get both of them. The $1,400, the $600, all of it. You can get all of it. So this is cool. This is an additional stimulus check from the state of California on top of the federal benefits. Cool stuff, right? So, and yes, this is on top of the previous stimulus checks as well. The $1,200, the $600, all of it. So, wow, if you're in California, you could potentially be getting a couple payments here. So this is good stuff. I'll have, like I said, I'll have that dedicated video out. And again, I will have another dedicated video as well, going right down in the comments section, answering your questions. I'm going to have this series here for probably the next few days, just going through the comments section, pulling out your questions, and answering them in dedicated videos. Series number 1, or I should say iteration number 1, was yesterday, titled $1,400 Stimulus Check, When/Who. Check out that video from last night. Other than that, we'll have to see what happens today as far as further updates and maybe statements out of anybody in Congress, maybe Nancy Pelosi or anybody else in the House or the Senate, maybe remarks out of the president. We have no idea. We'll have to see what happens, but I will continue to keep you posted. That's what we know as of right now. Good stuff. It's nice to know that the House will be voting next week on the stimulus bill. Finally, some movement. But either way, I hope this helps you out. I'll continue to be here for you. I'll be back in a couple hours with those for those people in California with that dedicated video. And I'll see you again later today in another video in that series of answering your questions. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again here in just a couple hours.